back in my kitchen. Let's just look at a few ways of handling nuts and seeds. So I have some pumpkin seeds, I have some almonds, I have some hazelnuts. They all taste really, really good on their own. As we did look at in another episode, you could soak seeds, which or almonds or nuts, which will actually increase the nutrient availability and also improve the flavor. But there are a few other things you can do as well that might make them easier to digest and could also remove some of the allergens that are irritating for some. For one thing that you actually can do is just let's have something in the oven, so hold on a second. There we go, back again. One thing, of course, to do is to actually dry roast them. So we'll take half our pumpkin seeds, and half of our almonds. Simply dry roast them, so you put them on a non-stick pan. And what you can do is you can start out at a high temperature, and as soon as the pan gets warm, and that's why you have to keep an eye on them. As soon as the pan gets warm and you can smell that roasting is happening, then you turn down the heat. Now, if we're going to dry roast things, why not dry roast them in a way that actually tastes really good? So, grab a few more almonds and sunflower seeds, actually, or pumpkin seeds. Actually, I'll take some extra pumpkin seeds if I can find them. No, all right. We'll make do with this amount. It's okay. Because what you can do is add a bit of soy sauce. So we'll actually get soy roasted almonds and pumpkin seeds, and they will soak up the flavor of the soy, so that will give you a healthier salty snack than potato chips or salted nuts that will contain more salt and are usually also coated in highly refined vegetable oils that have been damaged in multiple ways. We have that. Or what we can also do is actually oven roast nuts. So if you just roast them in the oven, they taste really well. But since we are in the kitchen, let's just look at a smart trick. So here I have hazelnuts, but as you know, if you roast hazelnuts, they get this exquisite flavor of nougat, because one of the main ingredients in nougat is actually hazelnuts. So what about we do roasted hazelnuts, and then we'll just grab the rest of this apple and marinate it and broil it at the same time. So you get an apple where you greatly increase the sweetness by the baking process or the broiling process, and then we get hazelnuts that taste a bit like nougat. So when we mix the two, we actually have a quite scrumptious and somewhat healthier dessert with sweetness without any added sugar. So, and the other thing also with the apple, just like as I mentioned, sometimes, at least that's my clinical experience, some of my patients cannot eat raw nuts or seeds, but they can actually tolerate them if they are roasted or broiled, have been heated. The same thing goes for apples. Several of my clients, and I'm sure others have seen that in clinical practice as well, that if they heat apples or other fruits they are allergic to or seeds, sometimes they can tolerate them. Again, this only applies if you have a mild allergy with a mild allergic reaction. Just to make the apples tastier, we'll turn them with a bit of orange zest and juice. And this is of course an organic orange. We wouldn't want any more of those pesticides going into the system than you're probably already exposed to environmentally without ever having made an active choice or wanting to be exposed to them. turn them with a bit of cinnamon and vanilla as well for flavor. The trick is getting the temperature just right, not too high, neither too low. So. Here we have our apples. We'll put all this in the oven and broil it at, of course, since we don't want to burn anything or scorch anything, we will broil it at 160 degrees Celsius, or actually 150, because then we're staying under the temperature at which some of the fats in the nuts can start to go rancid from heat. So here I have our soy roasted. Almonds and pumpkin seeds. Now, as you can see, this does need a you do need a non-stick pan to do this, because you will have a bit of the soy sauce becoming solid. So if you have a non-stick pan, you can see one of the safe ones, that is, then it just comes off like that. Then all we need to do is leave them to cool down. If we try to eat them now, that would be a bit then they're a bit too hot. Really tasty though. Anyway, I'll just stick this in the oven.